Hi everyone. Lesson 4 from chapter 5 is on the distributive property. So we've already learned about the commutative, the associative, the identity, and the multiplicative property of 0. So one more property here for you called the distributive, and we are on page 375 in your book. Now I want you to think about what the word distribute means. In class, if I distribute papers to you, or if you distribute the folders in class, you are handing them out to everybody in the classroom. And that's kind of what the distributive property is about with our numbers and our variables. We're going to distribute a number or a variable to other numbers and variables. All right, so our real world link here is that Jordan is buying 3 notebooks at $5 each. And he also buys 3 packages of pens for $6 each. So we could write an expression that shows the cost of 3 notebooks added to the cost of 3 packages of pens. Now, if you notice, the 3's are the same. So we could put the 3 on the outside of our parentheses and just have our 5 plus 6 inside. Both of those would equal the same amount. This one would be 15 plus 18, and this one would be 11 inside times 3 outside, or you could do 3 times 5, 3 times 6, which was on what we did up on number 1. Both of those are going to give us $33, which are the same. All right, suppose Jordan buys 5 notebooks that are $5 each, or $3 each, sorry, 5 notebooks that are $3 each, and 5 packages of pens that cost $1. Circle the expressions that represent Jordan's purchases. So 5 times 3 for the notebooks, and 5 times 1 for the pens. And that could also be, since the 5 is what's in common there, we could pull the 5 out to the outside and you just have the 3 plus 1 inside. Notice this one didn't have a plus in the middle. Okay, number 5, suppose Jordan buys 2 rulers that cost $1 each and 2 folders that cost $1.50 each. Circle the expressions that represent Jordan's purchases. So 2 rulers for $1 each, and then 2 folders for $1.50 each. That would be this one. Now notice again the 2 is in common, so we could pull the 2 to the outside and you'd have your $1 plus $1.50 left inside. This one, there's no multiplication in there, it's all plus. That's why we wouldn't pick that one. All right, moving on to 376. This just explains to you the distributive property. It just states if you have that common number, you can put it on the outside. If it's given to you already in parentheses, you can take that outside number times everything inside and then keep whatever operation in the middle there. So let's go to the bottom. So for letter A, you have 5 on the outside and you have a -9 plus 11 inside. So you have to remember, take that 5 times everything inside. Remember, distribute. You distribute papers in class. You distribute newspapers to every house in the neighborhood. All right, so you have to make sure you're getting it to everything in the parentheses. So I do want to see your work shown. So you do 5 times -9. You have your plus in the middle, and then you have 5 times 11. So this is -45, this is 55, and you would add those together to get 10. So look at that work that I want to see from you. Letter B, 7 times everything inside. 7 times 10, 7 times 5. So 70 and 35 gives you 35. And finally, letter C, the 9 is on the outside. They've put it on the right. If you want to move it to the left, you can do that. 9 times 12 and 9 times 8. Just make sure it stays in this order. You cannot flip-flop the 12 and the 8 inside because that's subtraction. All right, 9 times 12 gives you 108. 9 times 8 gives you 72, and when you subtract that, you get 36. So again, look at that work that I want to see from you. Okay, next page. This now involves variables, but you're going to do the same thing. So if you look at letter D, you're going to take the 6 times everything inside. So 6 times A and 6 times 4. Now, you can do 6 times A and get 6A and 6 times 4, which is 24, but you cannot add those together, okay, because the 24 does not have an A. So you're just going to leave it as 6A plus 24. Okay, this one, the 8's on the other side, but that doesn't matter. Just make sure the 8 goes to everything inside. So you have 8 times M, plus in the middle, and then 8 times 3N. So 8M plus 8 times 3N is 24N. You cannot combine those because one has an M and one has an N. Letter F. You're going to take your -3 times everything inside. -3 times y, -3 times 10 gives you -3y minus -30. Now you could leave it like that, or you could make it look a little bit nicer. We know subtraction changes to addition, which means the 30 would turn to a positive. That just looks a little nicer than having a minus and a negative side by side. And letter G, 1/2 times W and 1/2 times 4. So 1/2 times W, 1/2 times 4. 1/2 of 4 is 2. You would just leave it like this because the 2 does not have a W with it. All right, and we have just some guided practice there if you want to do 1, 2, and 3 there as extra practice.